What's going on, guys? I am your host, JDM. Welcome to the Not a Hockey Market podcast. Once again, here for week 4 of the NHL. I'm here to tell you what is going on with the league, what is going on all over. It is a beautiful Tuesday here in South Florida. There is a game going on, thankfully. The Florida Panthers have already started against the Detroit Red Wings. Yes, we'll get it out of the way. We'll talk about it really quickly. Unfortunately, Sergei Bobrovsky, the $10 million man, is in net. Fuck. But, $10 million, you can't stop the buck. What else are you going to do? First off, definitely want to say welcome to the show and let you all know that we at a Not a Hockey Market podcast are a proud member of Podcast City Network. Looking for the most outrageous and diverse group of podcasters and live shows, take a look at Podcast City Network. Over 19 different independent podcasters and podcast shows out there. Want to join up? Guess what? There is no membership fee to join Podcast City Network. It's just all about people helping people. And we've got great shows between Final Score, a new baseball show that is joining the network as well. So be sure to follow everything at Podcast City Net. Visit the website www.podcastcitynet.net. I can't speak. And we are thrilled to be one of a proud member. Hopefully going to be on the Final Score this Sunday to talk NHL, talk Super Bowl, talk a whole bunch of different things. So be sure to follow us on all of our social media channels there down below at 90 Miles Media, at Couch Dads Podcast, and at Podcast City Net, at PCN Final Score on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook at 90 Miles Media, at PCN Final Score, and at Podcast City Network as well. Looking for more content? Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at 90 Miles Media. Just go into YouTube channel, search for 90 Miles Media, and hit the subscribe button, or hit the subscribe button in this video right here, it might be popping up somewhere along those lines. Also be sure to search YouTube channel for PCN Final Score, and be sure to follow them. So first off, let's go ahead and get into some basic news today. The biggest thing right off the gate, NHL news, the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Washington Capitals had to be postponed today due to COVID-19. This has been an ongoing disaster with the NHL, but they're trying to just muscle through it. That's really what it comes down to. So many games have been postponed. It started the season with Dallas. Let's just say that Dallas and the Dallas Stars, with Tyler Seguin over there partying way too damn much. He started the super spreader event in hockey, and Dallas started their season on the back burner because of COVID-19. So they didn't start their season on time. Then it shifted over into Arizona. Then it shifted over into Buffalo and in Minnesota. It had a little bit of effect in Vegas, kind of like a layover. Now you're talking about all different kinds of areas that it's been getting into. It's freaking ridiculous, man. Just look at it all right off the bat. Minnesota, Colorado, St. Louis, Washington, Philly, Dallas, Buffalo, Carolina, and Arizona have all had games postponed because of the COVID-19. Now, what it comes down to is that we are very much well aware ice hockey, contact sport, baseball schedule, lots of back-to-backs, cold freaking arena. We are playing on ice. Is not conducive to battling COVID-19. So what did the NHL do? Well, they came up with what they do all the time. They find a way. They came up with a way where now the glass behind the benches have been removed. They've implemented new air filtration systems, trying to circulate fresher, more clean air in the building versus just letting all that cold, ice, sick air circulate. So they've done that as well. Bottom line, they're going to have to extend the season. No matter which way you turn it, they're going to have to extend the season. So after they do that and after they extend the season, you'll be able to maybe finish the full regular season if all these teams can finally catch up, and they extend the season maybe another month to allow for those teams to catch up, or they just put a cap on it and say, hey, season ends on, boom, this date, and guess what? There's nothing else you can do about it. It's based off of a percentage of points. So those are the two big talks that I'm hearing when it comes to that. Now, as we move into more news, let's talk right off the gate. This was big. We had a huge trade in the NHL. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Patrick Laine, they go and switch places. Laine to the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dubois to the Jets. And that happened a while ago. We were already talking about that. But there's still stuff to talk about when it comes to this particular trade. Laine gets benched last game because of his play, and according to Torts, he's not adapting to the system, or he has to learn how the system is being played right now. Yeah, that's just Torts saying, hey, buddy, you're a minus out there. You're not playing Blue Jackets hockey, which means, selling out and playing defense first. And you're just, you're coasting. So sit the fuck down. You're done. Dubois, which I believe I spelled his name wrong incorrectly there, so I apologize for that. He will be making his Jets debut tonight. So it took him quite a bit time to get all the way over to Winnipeg from Columbus, but it'll be exciting to see his debut tonight. So if you're watching hockey on this Tuesday night, this episode is being released tomorrow morning, so we will know how Pierre-Luc Dubois did. The bigger story, I think, is Jack Roslovic. I mean, did you see that goal that he had in between the legs, kicked it up with his skate, and then forehand backhand 5-hole after splitting the D? This guy is a Columbus native. He is thrilled to be playing there. He's playing with a ton of confidence, and that's what you need from a potential second-line center. And I do see that with him. I see him being more of a defensive second-line center, maybe like a cheap man's Patrick Bergeron. Not a number one guy, but a number two guy that you don't want to deal with and can still put the puck in the net and make moves like that. So big ups to him on that. I feel like he's playing extremely well. Last time on the show, we talked also about the Penguins and what the hell they were going to do after they fired Rutherford. Well, Ron Hextall comes in as GM, and they hired Brian Burke as new president. So two big-time minds that'll probably make some big-time moves in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure what we'll make of it. You get the sense that they're also old-school hockey guys that maybe don't want to make too much noise, and they're going to keep Crosby and Malkin and Letang together. They sense that that's kind of like hockey royalty for some reason. And, don't touch that. Don't mess with that. So we will see what happens there. Current scores, and there's current games going on right now. So let's talk about those real quick. At the end of the first, Detroit and Florida are tied at 1 apiece. Thank you very much to Bobrovsky with a weak-ass goal on the short side to Philip Zadina, Czech native, right back there. Florida answers with a nice pass from Huberdeau to the front for Alex Wenberg's second of the season, and it's tied 1-1 at the end of first. Edmonton is up on Ottawa 2-1 at the end of the first. No, Connor McDavid has not scored yet, so when we get to the league leaders, his point total currently is the same. We'll see if that changes. Later on at 8:30, we have Tampa Bay versus Nashville. Chicago facing Dallas, Anaheim versus Vegas, and the Kings and Sharks go at it. And then we have Pierre-Luc Dubois' debut where the Jets will face Winnipeg. Washington, Philly, postponed. St. Louis, Minnesota, postponed. Arizona, Colorado, postponed. Shit. Lots of postponed games. Nothing we can really do about that, though. Let's start now talking a little bit about what is going on in each particular division. Now, before we go ahead and delve into that, I have to also make sure that we put a really, really big shout out. If you're not familiar yet, please be sure to go on the @CouchDads podcast Instagram page @CouchDads podcast and check out what our boys sent us from Blade Shades. Check these things out, man. Look at those. These are sweet. These are the Pro Series Blade Shades, boys and girls. Phenomenal looking shades. These are the Cats colors right here because it is a game day. Extremely nice and durable. Polarized lenses. Definitely something you want to pick up at Blade Shades. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and check them out on our page. So thank you very much to Blade Shades for all your sunglasses, whether you want the Ducks or the Bruins or Philly or Vegas. They have all the colors, an entire Pro Series, including the expansion team, the Seattle Kraken. So definitely pick those up. Be sure to visit bladeshades.com to get your sunglasses. And I mean, hell, we're in South Florida. It's sunny 24/7. What other better way to get good hockey gear in quote unquote not a hockey market podcast? Not a hockey market, right? Get out of here. So real quick, we are Not a Hockey Market podcast, and what we do is we cover overall the NHL with a hyper focus on those areas that you claim not to be a hockey market. Yes, we know hockey all the way down in South Florida, and we're here to prove that there's knowledgeable hockey fans all over the world, even in those quote unquote not a hockey market areas. So let's get right freaking to it. We got a couple games already on, so I am going to start off right out of the gate with the Discover Central. So here we are in the Discover Central. We have two games not currently being played, but on tonight with the Red Wings and the Panthers, as well as Tampa Bay and Nashville, a part of the Discover Central. Tampa Bay is in first and just commanding first. Columbus there in second. Florida in third. Carolina in fourth. Chicago, Dallas, then Nashville, and unfortunately Detroit. What is the biggest stories when you're looking at everything when it comes to what is going on in this particular division? What have we seen? What have we liked? Well, we talked about it already. The Columbus Blue Jackets are continuing to climb in that standings. They continue to fight. They've played the most amount of games in this division, and Laine is just getting benched. And everyone were talking about that. Is this going to be the fight of Laine versus Torts? That's what everybody's looking at. That's what everyone freaking expects. Okay. But I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure how well this is going to really freaking end. I think it's going to be brutal. I don't think it's going to be fun to watch, let's just say. Because you're talking about one of the better snipers in the league. This Finnish kid, he really can be something if he's put in the right position. And I don't think Columbus is that for him. I mean, I got screen here, and I got games coming on, and everybody's talking about that he's been benched for a reason because he's not going to play Columbus Blue Jacks hockey. They don't like him. You know, I don't know why they traded him because they figured, the Jets stole this deal. Columbus figured, well, if anybody can, light a fire under his ass, it will be Torts, maybe to get him to start playing, a little bit better. But I'm not sold on it, man. I really am not. Couple key stories out of this division to take away. Number one is the Dallas Stars, without Sagan, have lost Ben for quite a little bit. Joe Pavelski's cooled down a little bit since last week, but they continue to play very, very good hockey. So look out for the Dallas Stars. And of course, Tampa Bay just continues to run roughshod through everybody. They have a huge 3-game series against my Florida Panthers coming up after this Detroit game. And this will be a true test for the Florida Panthers to see if they can really say, hey, we are one of the top 4 teams in this division that we can keep up. It'll depend on see what they do in that 3-game series. Florida Panthers, big talk there is that, I mean, Sergei Bobrovsky's save percentage was like in the 900s right now. It is absolutely garbage, man. It's just not good. It's not something that you want to see. And he's been outperformed by Chris Drager. It comes down to, yeah, sure, Sergei Bobrovsky can come up and make big saves every so often, but what it comes down to, he doesn't make the save when he needs to. Sure, he'll make a huge save out of nowhere, but he also doesn't make the right save when necessary. You know, looking at the lines and looking to see what they got going on over there. Carter Verhey has still continued to be a very good surprise on that top line with Alexander Barkov and Anthony Duclair. Look for them to continue rolling. The Florida Panthers did lose their first regulation game to Detroit on Sunday during Super Bowl Sunday. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Also in that division, Nashville's power play is just god-awful, guys. It's just freaking god-awful. They need to figure out what to do there. If not, it's just going to completely, continue to be bad for them. They have way too many weapons to be, fumbling on the power play there. So definitely something they need to figure out. Moving on into our next division and what we have going on. I mean, geez, dude, this Mass Mutual East, it's a massacre. The Boston Bruins are still at the top, Philadelphia in second, Washington in third, the New York Islanders creeping up, Pittsburgh in fifth, Devils, Buffalo, and then the Rangers. Big news right here is that it's been a minute, but there has never been a New York Islanders goaltender to get 2 shutouts of their rival New York Rangers in the same season until Semyon Varlamov did it the other night with a 2-0 win. The Islanders are picking it up, and it's starting with their defense. Before last week, I was like, man, what's going on with the Islanders? They're off to a little bit of a slow start. Maybe had a little bit of bad luck. Their identity is being found in that 2-0 win. Their identity line is the one that scored. The Casey Cizikas, Matt Martin, and Cal Clutterbuck. Those are the 2 lines that scored in that 2-0 win, and they got the shutout. Semyon Varlamov, he leads the NHL with 3 shutouts already, and he continues to prove that he is an elite goaltender. Boston is playing on another level. Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, and now they bring in David Pastrnak even after injury, and this dude doesn't look like he missed a freaking beat. All right? They brought him in after missing, I don't know how much time, but it's almost like it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter, dude. I mean, Brad Marchand already on the season does have he's got 7 goals. Patrice Bergeron is in there. He's got 6 goals on the season. And then Pastrnak, he's got 4 goals. Excuse me, 5 goals on the season. 5 goals on the season. How many games has David Pastrnak played? He's played 4 games. He's got 8 points in 4 games. I mean, based on that sample size itself, he's having himself an MVP kind of season. Yeah, sure. Austin Matthews leads the league in goals with 11. He does nothing but put the puck in the net. He's got 11 goals in 12 games. Pastrnak, he's got 5 goals in 4 games. So it's just a little bit of the reverse of that. Less games, 1 more goal. I mean, that is absolutely disgusting from him. So I continue to see that Boston, despite not having him, took a huge step. Despite losing Torrey Krug and losing Zdeno Chara, Charlie McAvoy has really stepped in and played extremely well. So 2 teams that are playing really well right there, Boston and the Islanders in the Mass Mutual East. Unfortunately, Philly, Washington postponed today. So that sucks. Moving on into, let's go right on into the Canada North, where Toronto leads with 21 points. The Montreal Habs in second. The Winnipeg Jets flying in third. The Oilers finally get to 500 with 14 points. Vancouver with 12 points. The Flames and Ottawa trailing. Nobody feels like playing defense in this particular division, it feels, except for maybe the Montreal Canadiens. But Vancouver, 12 points at a 6-10. Braden Holtby and Thatcher Demko have both been just absolutely abysmal. I mean, I don't know what is going on there with the Vancouver D and what they're even thinking or what they're even doing, but it's definitely got to be something that's got to change. I wouldn't be surprised that they make a change to that defensive core. The problem is that trading right now, this particular year, what's the point of trading? You're not going to do any kind of massive trades when it takes so long to get your player in. They have to go through all the COVID protocols. They have to go through all that shit. And then what? That's it, man. That's it. You can't have that. Looking at the Scotia North Division, the Montreal Canadiens with Nick Suzuki and Josh Anderson, they are not slowing down. Tyler Toffoli, he is not slowing down. Thomas Tatar hasn't even heated up yet. And when Tatar heats up, maybe Toffoli will slow down. Maybe Gallagher will heat up and Suzuki will slow down. But they're having guys continually step up. Jeff Petrie leads the league of defensemen with 6 goals on the season. He's taken a huge step forward in his career. So him and Shea Weber have both played great. Jake Allen has come in for games for Carey Price and has also played very well. So you have one of the better goaltenders in the league in Carey Price. You put that combined with Jake Allen's performance so far, and I don't know about you, but that looks absolutely disgusting. Yeah, Jake Allen hasn't played as many games. We all know that. But when it comes down to it, he is also holding on to a 1.81 goals against average in his, so you go in and you're like, oh, I'm playing against the backup. It should be good. Maybe we can pepper in some stuff on him. Yeah, not so much. Right? Not so much. And Carey Price is posting a 2.81 goals against average. Combine that with what Jake Allen's doing, it's going to be a difficult tandem to beat. Definitely a difficult tandem to beat. At 4-1 for Carey Price, pretty solid. 4-1 Jake Allen, pretty solid. So that goaltending duo in the Scotia North is dangerous. Fun fact also happening with Vancouver's woes. not just defensively. Elias Pettersson has hit the post a record 8 times, or league leading 8 times. So he's firing the puck. He's getting it through there, but he keeps hitting iron. That's unfortunate. That will change. So fantasy owners, hold on to your boy. He is going to eventually come around. We got some live action going on, though. Still 1-1. Florida Panthers currently on the power play, seeing if they can cash in with one of the top power play units in the NHL. I'm not sure if they'll be able to, but who knows? We'll see. We got a little bit of live look in there. What else is there to say about the Scotia North, guys? Toronto is continually to killing it, but I still feel like they're not the most dangerous team. I still feel like the Montreal Canadiens are the most dangerous team. And we still get to see Pierre-Luc Dubois debut in Winnipeg. Oilers finally getting to 7-7. Hopefully with a win tonight, we'll go above 500. And it could be because of veteran goaltender Mike Smith. He comes in first game and has himself a hell of a night, stopping 28, I believe it was, 27, 28 saves, allowing one goal for a 3-1 win in a very defensive kind of game. So that veteran presence there, maybe it settles Mike Koskinen down a little bit and they can get back to playing a little bit more sound defensively. Who knows? We shall see. All right, finally, we jump over to the Honda West, where, we got a little bit of Vegas Golden Knights representation all the way from Made in Guatemala t-shirt. The St. Louis Blues lead that division with 16 points. Vegas and Colorado right behind with 15. Arizona has had himself a very nice week with 13 points. Ducks as well hanging around. Minnesota with 12, rounded out by the San Jose Sharks and the LA Kings. What surprised me the most so far in this division, the Arizona Coyotes continue to hang around. They started off a little bit slow, but they put together this line of Nick Schmaltz, Connor Garland, and Clayton Keller. These guys generate so much offense. They use their speed, they use their stick in the lanes, and they just continue to just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming at you. That it's really fun to watch. I was watching them play St. Louis the other day, and as soon as that line got onto the ice, all of a sudden, multiple scoring chances. Connor Garland had a goal. Connor Garland had a goal. Clayton Keller had a goal, forced it into the shootout. Got another goal happening right here before our eyes. Patrick Hornquist on the power play for the Florida Panthers. Let's take a quick gander over. Ekblad with the point shot. And you know what? Good screen. Tipped off of Hornquist and into the net. Panthers are up now 2-1. And there's a quick live look in right there. That power play unit, very, very effective when you have somebody like Patrick Hornquist in front of the net, just battling bodies all over the place. That's what he does best. Pittsburgh is going to miss him. Thank you very much. Also, something to definitely mention, Vegas. That tandem of Marc-Andre Fleury as we move back to the West. Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Lehner is one hell of a tandem in net. They are also going to be extremely difficult to beat. Colorado still looking good. Nathan McKinnon still out. Gabriel Landeskog also out. So Colorado has hung in. When they get these guys back, they're just going to catapult through everybody. And if they can get them back pretty soon, depending on what's going on there, I mean, who knows what the hell will happen. But they got to get rid of the damn COVID first. Well, not completely get rid of it, but they need to settle down the postponement of games so they can get back to playing some hockey. So one hell of a season we're having so far, boys. Definitely something to look forward to take a look at. Once again, that is your update for today. I am thrilled to be here giving you update, being able to talk some hockey with you guys, letting you know my thoughts and what's going on around the league. All kinds of stuff is always going around. Be sure to make sure you subscribe to all of our social media channels there below. Make sure you find us on YouTube. And I'm going to be bringing all this hockey talk to Sunday's final score this weekend. So make sure you check that out for sure as well. Be sure to find us on our YouTube channel, PCN at Final Score, as well as 90 Miles Media for YouTube channels. Well, guys, once again, we got all kinds of hockey going on. I keep looking down because you know what, man, I can't help myself. Got good freaking hockey going on. Right off the bat, looks like Edmonton also jumped on the board. Look at that. Nice. So Edmonton does jump on the board. Tyson Barrie buries one from Alex Jason. Darnell Nurse has a goal as well. And they currently lead the Senators 3-1. I do believe that it is Mike Costigan that is in net for the Oilers. So he is looking to play much, much better as well. Sergei Bobrovsky in net for the Florida Panthers, holding on right now in the second to a 2-1 lead. Red Wings only able to muster up 9 shots, but with Bobrovsky back there, you never really know how many, he doesn't, they don't need that many shots to get by him. Don't forget to tune in to all the other games. This episode of Not a Hockey Market podcast is brought to you by the Podcast City Network, the #1 network for independent podcasters all over. Looking to join, be sure to send over a message to Podcast City Network. Go to www.podcastcity.net. Thank you very much to Blade Shades for being one of our first ever sponsors. Appreciate that. Love those guys. Love their product. Just giving them a good old-fashioned shout-out. Be sure to get your Pro Series Blade Shades when you get a chance. Hopefully next week we'll be able to bring in some of our boys to talk more hockey with you guys. But you know what? That's all for me tonight. I am your host, JDM. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you next week.